What can instantly cure depression? In my opinion, it's this guy. 7 Kircho W. IBDVP UWDGFH to TX to Ganum T055 to Spor 57 on KS for BQY for BC7. CYX CCJ9L UAX and LBWG MYC9WJED for 6 AKD and QMLY. Udden to PRNDIVS and NBTZSAX fed to a Hukawo for PFS1 Quafax Wibs and 8 Date Glegature B390 B665 DPR3. If anyone tells you they can instantly cure your depression, just stop and walk away. It does not work like that. It's a process, and usually a long one at that. There are no quick routes, and it's a process that may need multiple types of help. There's never really a one glove fits all for most people. Talk to a therapist, your family doctor, and see what they think about you wanting to move forward and not have depression hold you down as much. Ideally, how you can have it not hold you down at all. But that's an ideal, and ideals aren't always a reality. Realizing that the world is depressing, and you have the power to conquer the world when you say to yourself, not today world, I've got shit to do. Live your life in this world that makes no sense and will never care about you. I'm not being dramatic, the world doesn't care about you. You can't expect that. But no, it will not stand in your way when you take control. Steel sharpens steel. Be strong and you will be rewarded. Be a fighter. It's the only way to survive, and survivors are too busy to be depressed. No, and you shouldn't take seriously anyone who say things like this. Depression has multiple forms, and I'm not an expert, but in most cases there is an actual chemical imbalance in the brain as an underlying issue. It will take time to get used to the new norm and reprogram your brain. Meds will help. Might take a decade to be truly over. Even if this is neonatal depression, it can take 3-4 years to be truly over. Also, there is a possibility to relapse that might set you back with months. Getting what you need. It's obvious, but not as easy depending on the situation. Everything takes progress. But we need things fast now. That's why we are depressed. We can't accept progress, only results and fast. Which brings me to money. We might get out of depression if we have money. Why? It can buy other people's time, and that will decrease your distance from the goal. Unless you are depressed due to death, health, relationships, and whatever, that's not possible with money. If you're depressed and don't know anyone, I suggest going online and playing an Mork or something similar. The in-game tasks will aid your mental state. And if you bring yourself to speak to other players, you'll soon start to feel better. Since this is all online, you'll have no stress. And if one game gets you nowhere, you can always try out a different one. Many meaningful relationships are the result of online interactions. Here you go. Our break Bill's comments 1 bit. I was watching this, and I imagine the writer. UTM source share UTM medium web 3x UTM name web 3xs UTM term 1 UTM content share button https www. Look into the carnivore diet. Won't cure you instantly, but it will make huge changes within a few weeks and cure you within months. Plenty of people are doing YouTube videos on it, but the most prominent of them are Jordan Peterson and his daughter Michaela. It cannot be overstated how much your mental state improves when you stop eating all the ultra-processed garbage, high sugar crap, and seed oils. Deal with what is making you feel depressed. Therapy. Research shows a mix of therapy and medication is the best approach. But it has to be the right medication for you and the right therapist. Get genetic testing done to check your sensitivity to medications and interview a few therapists until you find the right approach. Depression takes time to fix because it involves rewiring the brain. An orgasm, temporarily. Psychedelic mushrooms will help a great deal, but wouldn't recommend it unless it is under the supervision of someone very experienced and trustworthy. Daily basis, lots of exercise. Sunlight. Apparently vitamin D is directly linked to depression levels. 5-HTP and L-tyrosine supplements. Been fighting my way through it, but I think I'll make it sooner or later. From my personal experience falling in love, other solutions are mostly temporary or superficial. What is very helpful though accepting that you're depressed. It sounds dumb, but it really helps. Most people stay depressed because they try to deny that they are depressed and then feel frustrated because they actually are depressed. That's a very dangerous vicious cycle. This might be triggering, but when I felt like ending things, I once called the emergency hotline as a sort of last-minute reach to see if it would change anything. They were rude as fuck, and that made me so pissed. I didn't even feel like doing it anymore. I chose to live that night out of nothing but spite. So I guess you could say that cured it to an extent. Not a cure, but I go to a sauna or steam shower and get myself as hot as possible, and then go into a cold bath or shower I'll repeat. Also stretch, yoga, etc. While you're in there, get into your body as you ponder your soul, spirit, relation with nature, people, whatever, etc. This is what helps me with my depression now. And Lucky Charms, good luck. Don't be depressed. What else? Please read rule number 1 to the right side of the post, bruh. Be a little specific with the question if you want to hear some useful responses. Also, sometimes I randomly just realize, oh, why should I be depressed? And it kinda works most of the time. Not always though, but a lot of times it does. Supposedly shrooms. But don't just go out and take them without doing any research. ORG News Newsroom news releases to 022 to psilocybin treatment for major depression effective for up to a year for most patients, study shows. Taking a baked bite of raw ginger and chewing and swallowing no matter how spicy it is. It always helps me, and is said to have some mood-boosting properties. Also exercising helps too, especially if you can do it in the moment when you are feeling down. Here's my top 5. 1. Snuggle your pet. 2. A bubble bath. 3. Talk it out with people you trust. 4. Create something. What you're gonna create, but damn it, you're gonna do it. Point 5. Someone close to you singing your favorite song. Mine ATM is the toy box. Honestly, and I hate to say this, but the answer is drugs. My brother has used meth and coke, and I can tell you it works instantly. For him, it is very sad because I know that if my brother is happy, he is currently high. Sucks, but the truth. Instant cure. If only, but videos of cats being utterly baffled by cucumbers can almost do the trick. Seriously though, a good chat with a friend or a professional can be a real game changer. It's the little steps that lead to big leaps. Running can help, or walking to the point you're completely exhausted. Sea dipping or cold shower. Slower ways. Reading a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving FUK by Mark Manson and Atomic Habits by James Clear. Honestly, nothing. There is no quick fix. Working at it through therapy and medication, or maybe if you are lucky, non-drug way, in a short-term way, is to play music you like, or good comedy, or such to lift you up a bit. Ketamine therapy may work, which is probably the safer route for your mental. Also psilocybin or LSD at higher doses. However, risks are involved for your mentals, even if often exaggerated by people who have no clue. It's not a pack on noodles, nor is it an ETCHA sketch. It's a pervasive and debilitating illness that for some can be lifelong. There's plenty of things that may help, but there's no quick fix, unfortunately. Start thinking and doing for others. Depression occurs when dwelling on all life's what-ifs of past mistakes or possible future events. The very present is all anyone has. It's a big dollar business now. Pretty sure the up is not being literal. I mean, it's about things that are so awesome that can cheer you up even if you are depressed. Why is people unironically saying stuff like that won't work? Aerobic exercise. Steady-state cardio has scientifically proven positive short- and long-term outcomes for both anxiety and depression. The longer you stick with it, the more beneficial it becomes. In my experience, weed works wonders for my depression for a bit. Gratitude also worked well, as did volunteering to help people do stuff. particularly yacht work or some type of manual labor. For me, a hell of bike ride to nearest hill and staying away from all the problems until they solve by themselves. Was there is nothing we can control other than the reaction of the action. Working out, eating healthy, having a support group are the main things in life that'll get you permanently happier than you are now. Stuff like drugs and meaningless sex is all temporarily nothing, which is why it's such a problem. You think there are millions of Americans out there suffering from soul-crushing depression, and they haven't tried the magic cure-all yet. For me, spending time with family or friends, getting big hugs, getting out in nature, exercising, having a routine, holding a baby, etc. These are coping strategies, not a cure. Nothing can cure depression instantly. It's got to be consistently worked on. Therapy, exercise, sunshine, eating a balanced diet, having a community, medication, support, spending a day or afternoon outside and enjoying the nature. Phone off. No distractions. Sounds cheesy, but I tried it last weekend, and even though I'm not cured, it helped. Cuddling body warmth. When my son has the sudden urge to cuddle, this instantly makes me the happiest person alive. Too bad he leaves a massive black hole afterwards. The things that helped the most were therapy, hobbies, medicine, separating myself from the circumstances, finding joy in things, and spending more time outside. Your puppy greeting you every morning. No matter how bad my night was, I can always look forward to my pup being excited to see me, and that makes me happy.